I cannot believe it is already time to make my worst of the year video. This year has gone by so incredibly fast. If you guys missed my best of the year video, that is currently on my channel, in which I count down my top 20 favorite films of the year, because I simply couldn't construct it into 10. It had to be more. There was too much goodness this year, but there was more stuff to talk about that was not good. Before I get into my top 10 worst films of 2014, I do have some dishonorable mentions. These are movies that were awful, just terrible movies, but I actually saw 10 movies that were still worse than these. I, Frankenstein? The Purge, Anarchy? Transcendence? Transformers: Age of Extinction? Pompeii? There were 10 more that were worse than that? Help me. Let's just get right into it, guys. Starting off with number 10. It's a fucking board game. It's a board game. Ouija was one of the worst horror films of the year. It's a film where nothing happens. It's just a string of stupid, dumb twists that don't make any sense when you actually go back and think of the entire film. Speaking of really dumb horror films, my pick for the 9th worst film of the year is Annabelle was the money-leeching prequel off of the highly successful and good The Conjuring. It had none of the thrills of The Conjuring, none of the suspense, none of the interesting characters. Nothing that was good about The Conjuring was included in Annabelle. It was just a doll. And it's directed by the person who brought us Mortal Kombat Annihilation and The Butterfly Effect 2. Was anyone actually expecting this to be good? And why in the hell did it make any money? Why did it make money? Why? Why? I need to calm down. I'm only at number 9. Moving right along with number 8. This was basically Scary Movie 6, just without being Scary Movie 6. It's Marlon Wayans' excuse to make more scary movies without actually making scary movies. They're not good anymore, okay? The sarcasm and the satire and all of that has worn off. It's just a bunch of, what's the famous horror movie that came out this year? Oh, it's that one? Alright, well, we'll just make fun of that. I mean, who really wants to watch Marlon Wayans hump an Annabelle doll for like 5 straight minutes? Coming in at number 7, we have... Now look, I like Melissa McCarthy. I legitimately do. Like, I've seen her in interviews and she seems super awesome, super talented, and very, very funny. But Tammy, whoa, I don't know what that was. And the scariest thing about it is, it's like her and her husband got together and made it. They were like, yeah, we want to make this movie. Like, it was like something they were passionate about for whatever reason. When the funniest thing in your movie is when you witness the main character who's so annoying get hit by a car, and you know you've got a problem with your movie, man. Moving right along with number 6 comes more annoying characters. The Other Woman is a movie that is marketed as a female empowerment movie. A movie that girls can go see, feel strong about who they are, and just be happy. You know, it's great, right? No. The Other Woman is a movie that makes women look terrible. I mean, I said this in my review. I was like, women, don't go support this movie. It's a movie that tries to make women look great by having them beat up on men the entire time, but all they do is talk about men and how much they need men and how much men have hurt them, and men. And then, of course, Kate Upton with her bouncing boobs. How is this a movie for women? This makes women look bad. And it was filled with terrible performances led by Cameron Diaz. This is her first and not last appearance on this list. Speaking of really dumb, stupid men, at number 5 we have... When the year began and we realized that we were going to get 2 Hercules movies and that one of them was directed by Brett Ratner and the other one was coming out in January, and I realized that I was more excited for the Brett Ratner film, I knew something was wrong. It is shocking to me that the guy who directed this movie directed Die Hard 2. I don't know where this has gone for him, like what happened along the way, but this is one of the worst directed action movies I've seen in quite some time. It utilizes the overused 300 effect where you go slow and then fast and then slow and then fast, and it's like basically a horrible amalgamation of 300 and Gladiator. Takes all of the worst aspects of what those movies have and just combines them into a giant explosion of terrible acting, terrible green screen. Holy crap, this movie looked as if it wasn't even finished. Welcome back, Cameron Diaz, because at number 4, we have one of the most unfunny and difficult comedies to watch of the entire year. This is a movie that's whole plot hinges completely around this sex tape idea and the fact that, oh my goodness, some people might actually see this. And it is rampantly filled with so much product placement, it's crazy. There's like an entire scene dedicated to Jason Segel throwing an iPad out of the window. And then he picks it up and goes, wow, like these things are really durable. I can't believe it didn't break. There was literally not one single moment in this entire movie where I laughed. It was also a very tame movie for a movie called Sex Tape. All of the raunchiness that could have been there seemed like it was hidden behind the fact that Cameron Diaz won't go that far, you know? If you don't want to go there with your humor, then don't be in a movie called Sex Tape. That's simple. Now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Number 3. Now, before any fans of the VHS franchise jump down my throat, let me say that I bought the first 2 on Blu-ray. That's how much I enjoyed this franchise. In my previous reviews of the other 2, you can actually see me saying that I love the fact that this is becoming a franchise and this could make a really cool franchise, and I hope that it goes in great directions. VHS Viral was not a great direction. No. It lost all of the cleverness that the first 2 films had. Any ingenuity or the fact that it was a whole bunch of people coming together to make really artful and creepy shorts was lost with this strange attempt to make some sort of statement about viral marketing. But don't make it a VHS movie where annoying skater punks are just skateboarding around shooting skeleton people for 10 minutes. And as I said, this is coming from somebody who really liked the first 2. Coming in at number 2, we have the most recently released film on this list, and that is Cameron Diaz is in 3 picks of mine for worst of the year. Good job. Not really. Now, it's really easy for people to say, well, you just don't like musicals. Not true. I liked Les Miserables. There are plenty of Disney films that I like that are highly musical. I do like musicals if they're good. If they're good, they're good. Annie wasn't good. It was terrible. Because not only did the film fail on a story perspective, from a script perspective, from a scene-to-scene perspective that's supposed to feel cohesive as if it is one movie. It failed on that grounds, but it failed on the most important grounds that a musical has to stand on, and that is have good music. Just because you can revitalize some classic songs and add some sort of synth pop electronic beat and make it feel incredibly processed with tons of auto-tune, yeah, that doesn't mean your movie has good music. The singing was terrible. Cameron Diaz was fucking awful in this movie. I'm talking shit. This movie reduced me to like an ape just now. Well, guys, it is now that time. It is time for me to talk about the worst film that I've seen all year. Now, I've seen hundreds of movies this year, so this is really saying something. One of them stood out among the rest. I saw this film in an empty theater. Not another soul was there, so I could laugh as loud as I wanted to and groan as loud as I wanted to when I saw Vic Armstrong is a stuntman of extreme fame. He has done stunts for the Indiana Jones movies. This is a man I have a lot of respect for. A director? No. In my original review, I said there are theatrical releases, straight to DVD and Blu-ray, and then made for television. Left Behind occupies some disgusting, dark, damp, trash-filled space beneath that. I sat in utter hilarity in this theater just watching these scenes, and I felt like I was watching a movie that was rejected by the Lifetime channel. Like, they were like, no, that's not good enough for us. We have higher standards than that. And the one possible thing that could have redeemed this movie is an over-the-top, crazy-ass Nicolas Cage performance, and we didn't even get that. He was just like, what am I doing here? I don't understand. Why? What am I here? What is going on? I don't even have a freak out in this movie. Like, I can't even be crazy. What is going on? Fuck! And I'm not even talking about the shove it down your throat religious aspect of this movie, because I did not see Saving Christmas, the Kirk Cameron movie, and I was just like, no, okay, I have standards. I enjoy my life too much to experience that. Left Behind stands out by far as the worst film I've seen all year. It is a terrible abomination. It should not be viewed by anyone. Even people who support the film's religious message said that it was crap. That's something. 2014 is over. What? That's crazy. I don't even know, man. That's nuts. I'm looking forward to next year, though. I can't wait for 2015, and I want to give a heartfelt thanks to you guys for continuing to watch me for another year, for experiencing a lot of the good stuff and a lot of this kind of stuff that I've been talking about. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. My next video is going to be in January, and it's going to be my most anticipated of 2015. Look forward to that, guys. And again, thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. And if you missed my picks for the 20 best films of 2014, that video is also on my channel right now. As always, if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.